everyone, I'm Jessica Stutzman and welcome back to the Millcreek Government Channel. The mission of the Asbury Woods Partnership is to preserve Asbury Woods and provide all members of the community with meaningful environmental, educational, and recreational experiences that inspire a greater sense of environmental awareness, sustainability, and stewardship. Joining us today from the partnership is Executive Director Jen Farrar to discuss the Nature Center, the vast Asbury Woods Trail System, Brown's Farm, and fun seasonal programming. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Well, Jen, you are not new to the Erie area. You're definitely a recognizable face, but you are new to Asbury Woods as the Executive Director. So tell our viewers what brought you into this role.
Sure, yeah, I've been at Asbury Woods now about 6 months. And so my entire career has been in nonprofits, nonprofit management. And when I saw the opportunity at Asbury Woods, it was really the perfect opportunity to blend my professional experience with just my personal passion for the outdoors and environmental awareness. So it was bringing together that personal and professional that really drew me to Asbury Woods. And of course, I've been a user of Asbury Woods for years, so I knew what it was all about and how special it really was.
Right, and it's a really special place. What's your favorite pastime of Asbury Woods?
You know, one of my favorite things to do there is actually snowshoeing in the winter. There's less people sometimes on the trails, and it's so much fun in the winter to sometimes the stillness, and then you compare what it feels like. You know what it feels like in the summer and when it's all lush and green, and then the same spots at winter, they're just totally different. And so that's one of my favorite things to do.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. And everybody has their own experience of Asbury Woods. I absolutely love walking my dog through the trail systems, and I know that dogs are allowed on one side of Asbury Woods and not on the other side, so be very cognizant of that.
We do have a little update to that policy if
wonderful.
I can share it with your visitors.
Please do.
So what we're actually updating it a little bit is that on the Nature Center side of the property, we are allowing dogs on the outer 2 loops of the property.
Okay.
We're really just trying to keep dogs away from the main Nature Center and where a lot of our teaching happens and a lot of students are happening.
Yeah.
But we have made a little bit of an update that dogs are welcome on those outer 2 loops.
Wonderful.
So,
well, good.
Yeah.
That's a new policy, and I'm glad you shared that with us. And as always, I always tell people, don't forget to scoop the poop.
Yes.
You do not leave that behind for other people to find.
That's too natural.
So, yes. We don't want to spread disease or anything like that. So make sure you do pick up after your pet. As of July 1st, 2018, it's been 2 years since Asbury Woods purchased land and buildings from the Millcreek Township School District. So what changes have taken place in those 2 years?
Well, so it's been a transition, obviously. It was something that big of a change. It just, the ownership happened overnight, but the transition was slow as, we had to update some of our own internal policies, and we had to move utilities, and we had to take over maintenance and all those things. So it really has been a transition and a process. And so really this coming year, as we hit the 2-year mark, is sort of, I'd say it's finally 100% complete.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's a lot that goes in, like you said, with new policies and stuff, things that you just probably didn't even expect when you took over the land, that this was, going to be such a big undertaking, but you guys have done such a good job with it that I know it's one more success under your belt, and now you can move forward with a new project.
Yeah, and that's what we feel like now that that phase is behind us, and so now we're really well poised to say, okay, what's next for Asbury Woods? That incredible educational component that we're known for, and is just one of our pillars of our organization, that's always going to be there. But now we're ready to do some strategic planning and vision and say, okay, where do we go in the next 5 years, the next 10 years? What else can we do with this gem of a property here?
Sure, and it really is. It's so wonderful. And I love that it's so close to Presque Isle, because you could spend a day on Presque Isle, for our out-of-town visitors, and then head right over to Asbury Woods and just continue that nature tour of Erie. But there are a lot of new free walking programs this summer at Asbury Woods. Can you tell our viewers some more information about those?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are doing a lot of opportunities this summer. We're just inviting people to come. So a lot of people say, boy, I haven't been there since my kids were little and went to summer camp. So we're trying to do a lot of things just to say, but come back, come and use the trails. So the walking programs are all about, not everyone is comfortable if they don't know the trails already, or not everyone is comfortable walking by themselves. So we're trying to have lots of opportunities for people to come and sort of have guided walks to learn the trail system, to meet other people who are also interested in getting outdoors and outdoor recreation, and trying to build up some synergy around that. And then people be reminded of what it's all about there at Asbury Woods and hopefully come back for other things.
And how often do you hold these walks, and what should people bring with them?
So our walks, we have morning walks every week, actually. Every Wednesday morning and every Friday morning is weekly walks. And then we have other evening walks more on a monthly basis. Last night we just had a sunset hike, and there was 36 people who came for a sunset
That's
hike.
a good attendance.
It is nice, yeah. And we're doing some dog walks on the Browns Farm side monthly this summer as well.
Right.
So all people really need to do is, bring appropriate shoes.
Yeah. And how long are the walks usually?
So our senior walk, we're doing like a more senior or slower walk on Friday mornings, and we're doing like 30 to 40 minutes, and we actually have trekking poles that people can borrow if they're worried about balance or roots or things like that. Our Wednesday ones are a little more cardio paced, so they're like 45 to 60 minutes.
Wonderful. Yeah. Those are two really good, diverse, but really good, time frames for walking. You know what I mean? Those are, I think, really offer something for everybody. And something I'm really excited about, a new music series coming to the park.
Yes, so we have we have one under our belt now, and it's monthly, June through September, Monday Music in the Woods. And it's just another way to get more people coming onto our property. But what we're doing with that I'm really excited about as well is not only is there the music series, but those Monday nights, the Nature Center is maintaining evening hours. So for any families that find it difficult to get to us during those traditional daytime hours, we are having evening hours that one Monday a month, June through September. So it's another opportunity to invite the public in to experience us.
And where on your property, if for those who do know Asbury Woods, where on your property are the concerts being held?
They're being held in our celebration garden, which is just adjacent to the Nature Center.
Okay, and so it's not too far off the parking lot then?
It is not. It's not too far off the parking lot, but you do have to bring your own chair. So if you need to drop off by the Circle Drive there or something, you're welcome to.
Yeah, wonderful. And remind me, what time do those start again?
Those are 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Oh, that's fantastic. We're really excited about those.
Yeah, so people can bring a little bite to eat, and if they didn't plan ahead, we have a food truck on site for each one for a little nibble and make an evening of it.
I love that. And Erie, summers in Erie are just fantastic. And in July, there was a major partnership with Mercyhurst University to present an exhibition of fossils to Brown's Farm. And I do love history, and I love archaeology and anthropology. Tell us more about the fossils that are coming to the center.
Yeah, so Mercyhurst University has this amazing fossil collection. And so they've been wonderful in wanting to help display and exhibit the fossils more often. And of course, in Brown's Farm Barn, we have basically an empty space. And that isn't, we're looking for ways to use that and to remind the public that Brown's Farm is part of the entire Asbury Woods organization. So it's a great opportunity to use Brown's Farm Barn, but also showcase, like you're referencing, some great archaeology and science-based things. And then there'll be some geology exhibits. And then we're layering in public programming. So there's some lectures for adults around the exhibition. There's some creek walks for the teenage set, and then some younger kids, some like fossil finds digging in the sand. So we've layered in some great public programming to go along with the exhibition.
There's really something for everybody. Like you said, every age group, you've presented something for, but that just sounds like really, really interesting. And I think fossils and dinosaurs, I feel like that's a topic everybody loves.
Yes, and what's great is there's, and people may have seen some press coverage of it, is a local man actually recently found a fossil on his property in McCain, and it's going to be publicly exhibited for the first time at this. And so it's just a reminder that these aren't things that just happened forever ago. Like, discoveries are still happening today. So if this is an area that a young person is interested in pursuing, there's so many things left to still discover.
Right.
Whether it's on your own property or some exotic location around the world, there's discoveries still out there to be made. So we're excited about that being exhibited.
Yeah. I just can't believe somebody found something in their own backyard. You just think, it's just maybe off in a faraway land. I mean, this really hits home that in McCain somebody found something, and we all, he was generous enough to share with us at this upcoming exhibit.
Right, and it's really a piece that contributes to science and discovery, and so we hope we inspire some young people as well to pursue these kind of science-driven careers and opportunities.
Yes. Well, I definitely think you are. And speaking again to the younger population, ages 18 months through adults, yes. You have a lot of new summer programs that you're offering. What are those?
So we have a lot of stuff for preschoolers year round. And we always had a lot for elementary age. But this summer we have made a conscious decision to try and layer in for that 10 to 14 age group, and we've added some strong programming this summer for them as well, some geocaching. Again, there's a fossil walk down to the creek to do some discoveries. So there's several things this summer for that age group to remind them that summer camp when they were 8 didn't have to be their last experience at Asbury Woods.
Right, and I think there's so many applications they can do. Like you said, if they were young and enjoyed it, they can still be a teenager, and there's still applications for them to even, and after that keep pursuing maybe into college and beyond and make it a career, but obviously their start comes from Asbury Woods.
Yeah, I mean, we really are, with our school curriculums, we're really trying to energize kids around STEM careers and STEM opportunities, and Asbury Woods is the perfect place for them to have those kinds of hands-on times that make it come alive.
Right, and if our viewers don't know, just remind everybody what STEM is.
So science, technology, and engineering, math.
And sometimes, again, those sciencey or mathematical degrees or subjects are tough for kids. They're really, really complicated, and they, build upon layer and layer. And it's always nice to have Asbury Woods teaching these hands-on classes, because then it makes kids, again, it makes them love doing it because they see the real world application through Asbury Woods. They're not just seeing it on paper and having to, maybe answer some workbook or worksheet questions, but they get to experience it real life at Asbury Woods.
Right, they get to see the practical applications. It's one thing to study in a book and memorize, it's another to come out and do an actual hands-on experiment where you're engaged in, start to finish that experiment and seeing the results and how it applies in their lives in the real world.
Right. And so for this summer camp, very, very popular at Asbury Woods. Tell us about the summer camp, and are there any openings left?
So summer camp is popular. It is fun and busy at Asbury Woods. We still do the traditional hike to Buttermilk Falls, which kids just love that as part of their summer camp experience. We do still have some late summer openings available, but some of our early summer were sold out, but some late summer ones are still available.
And what does that camp experience look like? What's the time commitment involved?
So 9 to 3 is the camp day, but we do have before care and after care to make it easier on working families. And that's something we've extended those hours a little bit and added some flexibility, knowing that a lot of families need that and are looking for that.
Right. And how long does the session last again?
It's a week. Each session is a week, Monday through Friday.
Oh, how exciting. And there's openings left.
There is openings left, yes.
Okay, great. And you said that you also have a new outreach committee to attract new audiences to Asbury Woods. What new audiences are you looking for, and what's that outreach committee doing to help?
Yeah, so it's actually just starting. We're about to start our new fiscal year in July, and so it's actually going to be a board level committee that really looks at, this is again part of the transition. We know the audiences we've been reaching when we are part of the school district, and we know we want to let more people know that Asbury Woods is a resource to them as well. So whether that's they live somewhere else geographically, or like we've been touching on some of the different ages, reminding them we have programming for them. So that committee is really going to look at that on a global level and say, okay, which things can we tackle in the next 12 to 18 months to encourage some new people to come to Asbury Woods.
And if anybody has any interest in helping you and joining that committee, how should they get in contact with you?
Yeah, absolutely. They can call our office and ask for me, and we'd be happy to talk to them. We have not only that committee, but we have a lot of really important and high-level committees that we're always looking at for people who can bring some new perspectives to that.
Right.
Yeah.
And future plans. I know that for a long time Asbury Woods has been working on this strategic plan. What are the future plans for the strategic plan? What does that look like? I know that's
What's
a
our
very
plan
broad,
to plan?
Yes,
No.
yes, it's a very broad question. Yeah.
Yeah. So. With me just being there 6 months, we didn't want to dive into it immediately. Give me a little bit of time to learn the organization. So our board has made a commitment that probably in the January time frame, we'll be starting that strategic planning and visioning process, so that myself and our board has a little bit of time to get some good information under our belt, so that we're making good decisions going forward. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And again, just Asbury Woods is such a gem, and I don't want to forget to talk about Brown's Farm either. Can you give, again, if anybody has not experienced Asbury Woods or Brown's Farm, can you give the location of each?
Sure. Well, Asbury Woods, the nature center part, is 4105 Asbury Road. And then access from the Brown's Farm parcel is on Sterretania, 5774 Sterretania, but most people just know across from Walnut Creek Middle School. And those are sort of the two main access points.
Okay. And again, it's just such a wonderful area. You guys, and I do want to push people to your social media pages and to your website. You've got a great information, rental spaces. You guys rent out some of the facility spaces and whatnot. You've just recently, issued your newsletter. Do you have any special talking points out of your newsletter that you want to share with our viewers and really direct them to?
Well, so we talked about the big one, our upcoming exhibition. One of the other things that we have highlighted in our newsletter is reminding people that if they come to Asbury Woods, we have a lot of self-guided activities they can do as well, and our newsletter references it, and it's on our website. So we have geocaches, we have compass courses, we have this letterbox course, things that people can come do, go to the front desk, check out a little kit that gives them all the information, and it's something that, if they've already walked the trails and they want to do something different or see different parts of the property, it's a way for them to interact on their own in these self-guided activities. So just another way to encourage people to keep coming back. So they can stop at the front desk and check out those little kits.
And speaking of the front desk and really just the Asbury Woods building, why don't you share again, a lot of people I feel like maybe just walk through the trails or whatnot, but I want to share the special items or the special exhibits that are even in the Asbury Woods building.
Yeah, so in the Nature Center we have several animals on exhibit, and all of the animals represent either species that are they're species that are native to our area, or they're representative of those species, to kind of help people learn about animals that you might find in our area and on our trails. So there's that, which is of course always popular. People love to come in and oh, there's the big snake, and those kinds of things. But the other incredible feature of the Nature Center building is our Discovery Classroom. So it is really hands-on. It's like touch anything in the room, pull these wonderful bins off the shelves, and it's all like touch and feel and learn interactive stuff for kids to do. So it's great. I mean, like a rainy day, we'll have parents who come in with their children and they're in there for 2 or 3 hours, discovering through every box and learning something from every box, and puppets and all kinds of things. So those are in the Nature Center opportunities for people.
And what are the hours of the Nature Center in the park? Do they differ?
So our trails are open daylight hours. And the Nature Center is open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday, and then noon to 5 on Sundays during the season. That we have some seasonal hours. So people just always check our website to get those seasonal hours.
And you have seasonal hours, and you always have seasonal events, really, really fun holiday events that always go on. And the one thing I did want to forget to mention is the gift shop as well.
Yes, we do have a fun gift shop. So there's some things, some fun little things for kids. But then there's also our ever popular honey sticks.
Yes,
that
I
people
do
love to
remember
get.
those. Yes.
We sell maple syrup, local honey, some things like that as well. Some guidebooks. So
Yes.
we have a variety in our gift shop.
Perfect. Oh, that's wonderful. And as for coming up, again, Asbury Woods is a nonprofit organization. You have a lot to maintain and take care of as far as the grounds go. Do you have any upcoming fundraisers?
So we have our signature fundraiser is usually each July. This year it's July 20th, our Wine and Dine in the Woods. So that's one of our big fundraisers that really helps us each year deliver on this mission that we talked about, all those things that we've been mentioning. And then throughout the year we do all those seasonal festivals. When people attend that really helps us with some income to keep doing what we do as well.
Right. And the last thing I want to touch on are your volunteers. How special are they to Asbury Woods?
Asbury Woods could not function without our volunteers. There's no other way around it. We have a roster of over 500 volunteers, and many of them are regular and active. So people who are staffing our gift shop on a weekly basis, people who are coming in and doing maintenance projects for us on a weekly basis, people who are coming in and doing woodworking and repair projects on us on a weekly basis. I mean, we literally would not operate without the dedication of those people.
And if someone wants to be a volunteer, what skills are you looking for, and how does somebody, again, just become a volunteer for Asbury Woods?
So, I mean, we could use volunteers with all kinds of skills. If people have particular nature-based expertise that they would love to be like a docent or a visitor services, we are doing lots of things this summer where different things are scheduled where people can just give informal talks. So we'd love anyone to share if they have particular expertise and come and share it with our visitors. We're always looking for friendly, customer service-driven people to help in our gift shop. And we always need very mechanically inclined people. We always need people who love to garden and weed and mulch and maintain the property, because it's a big undertaking.
It is, and it's absolutely beautiful, but you're right. There is a lot always going on the grounds at Asbury Woods. So, and if they want to be a volunteer, they should contact
so we have a volunteer coordinator, Sheila Norden, and her contact information is on our website, or they can call the main office and just ask for her. And she'll interview you and ask you what your skills and interests are and try and make a match so that, we can match up your interest and skills with one of our needs. And so she'll take some time to help make a match.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So I do really highly encourage all of our viewers, and everybody has a skill set that Asbury Woods, I feel like, could use, and you could really benefit from so many people, again, reaching out to you and giving you their time, or again, just a donation. I know that you guys always appreciate the donations that you're given too.
Yes, we always have a project or a new idea in the hopper that donations help us. And just the maintenance. I mean, it is no small thing to maintain the buildings and the property.
Right. Is there a takeaway message you want to leave our viewers with today about Asbury Woods and really your passion for the property and for the grounds and for this beautiful park in Millcreek?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people say it every time I go places and I talk to people about it, and they say it's such a hidden gem. And I think a lot of what we're trying to do is to sort of make it more of a known, sparkling gem. We don't want just the people who know it to know it, enjoy it. We want more people to know that it's there for them. I mean, these outdoor spaces that are preserved are there for everybody to enjoy, and so we're inviting everybody to come out and experience it at whatever level is meaningful to them.
Viewers, again, Asbury Woods is not just a hidden gem, it is a sparkling gem, and we really, really want you to go visit the park, Asbury Woods, the Nature Center, Brown's Farm. There is an amazing fossil series coming up, and there is just so much to learn about nature, and it's really right here in our own backyard. Again, we love you tuning into the Millcreek Government Channel, and until next time, have a wonderful day.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.